questions. So I'll be getting the questions off ChatGPT, which I pulled up on my work computer, but it is a Friday and I am currently working, so we're going to be working in between answering questions. It's just before the long weekend, so I'm not too busy, which is good, which is why I'm able to film right now while I work. But I thought, to make the working aspect of this video a bit more enjoyable, I'm going to pull out my gaming, it's not really a gaming keyboard, like it's just a mechanical keyboard which everyone uses for gaming nowadays, and it's quite I guess it depends on your preference, but I find it quite pleasant to listen to, so it's quite clacky sounding. Sorry, one sec, my lighting is falling to pieces. Alright, apologies for that cut. We had some minor technical difficulties with my lighting. I've got my light, this ring light, which is a piece of shit. It's like legit falling to pieces. It's not on a stand or anything. I don't know if you can see my microphone right now is on a boom arm. And so what I've got is the ring light around my camera, which has got a piece of duct tape wrapped around it, and the duct tape is gone up and over my boom arm. It's like a full-on jerry rigged. It looks horrible, but I had pretty bad. I was gonna do this without the light, but the lighting looked terrible. I was like, I should probably figure something out. So this is what I've come up with. It started literally falling apart. Before I made that cut, the plastic cover in front of the LEDs was like tearing off the case. So shit. Anyway, back to what we're doing. I believe I was showing you my keyboard. And I find it sounds most satisfying. It's also got this little like wheel here. I find it's most satisfying just when I'm typing away, like doing emails, which you'll hear soon. Just because it sounds sort of like natural, and the clackiness is good. So we'll turn this on. There we go, you can see it is now on. It's got like a little white LED. So I think what we'll do is we will start with one question first before I start doing some work. Okay. So question 1. What's one thing you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet? What's one thing you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet? Alright, so currently that would be another language. In particular, German. So when I was little, I could speak German a bit. I'm talking between the ages of like 3 to 5 maybe. So my mum was raised in Germany. I live in Australia, but mum was born overseas and raised in Germany till she was in her 20s. So my mum and my 2 elder sisters all speak fluent German. I've got grandparents still in Germany who I just visited last year now in June. And when I was over there, I just the whole time wish I could speak German fluently, just because it'd be so cool. 1, to know another language, but 2, mainly for I think everyone would find it cool to learn another language. jump over to another question. Alright, question number 3. What does success mean to you? And how do you measure it? What does success mean to you? And how do you measure it? So, to me, success, I would say, has nothing to do with anything material for me. Because, in saying that, sure, you can own a lot of valuable items, you can live somewhere nice, expensive, and sure, that shows that you've been successful, with money. However, we're all going to die one day, we're all going to end up the same, that's guaranteed. So, I feel like true success for me is by how content I am with my life in the present moment, and how would I measure that contentness? I don't know if contentness is a word, but I would say by looking at myself, asking a few questions such as have I been a good person? Have I been there for my loved ones? Have I set out and done the things that I said I'm gonna do? Positive things, hopefully. And yeah, that's how I would measure that success, by how I act towards others around me, in particular, random people, sure, but in particular, my loved ones, my friends. And yeah, I could go deeper into that question, but I feel like I'll just be ranting for a very long time. So to sum that up, I'd measure success by how content I am with my life in the present moment, and I'd measure that by judging myself based on my actions, and hopefully they've been positive. Okay, so we're gonna jump back to work. I've got people chasing invoices, which I don't want to do right now, so he can wait. I'm not too sure if you can hear. This is like a silent mouse, so it might not be that clicky sounding. Okay. Chasing documents. Okay. Just gotta quickly, I'm gonna skim through some emails just to make sure there's nothing urgent that I need to action. And then once that's done, you'll hear a lot more of the keyboard. Awesome, that's been done. Because I have to do this, I don't know what I just said before, sorry, I'm laying down. But essentially there'll be a lot more keyboard clicking and clacking in a second, because I have to go through a process of checking jobs to see if any are available. Okay, great. And yeah, that involves a lot of typing. Not so much typing, just copying and pasting, but you'll hear the clacking of the keyboard in doing so. Okay, job updates. I get lots of emails, by the way, so I think in this past minute I've received 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was 3 in like the past 40 seconds of me talking, just bang, bang, bang. So a lot of the time I don't have to action these emails, it's just once I'm copied in on, but I do have to check them. so another thing I've been doing recently, I did it in my last shaving video, was going between soft speaking and whispering with this mic in particular, just because it's not too it's not as sensitive as the Blue Yeti, so I think it's okay for soft speaking. Okay. Just quickly check these jobs. Service record. That one's good. Okay. Now we will get to some keyboard clacking in 1 second. Okay. I just have to open up a website, which I've got now on my screen. So now we will be going through these jobs. It's quite busy because it's not busy, but it is because we have a long weekend coming up. 28th. So it's like partially busy because everyone wants to get their cargo collected before the long weekend. But since there's a long weekend, there's also delays in availability of cargo. The shipment's not available. Today is the 24th of January. Okay, I'm back. My fridge randomly, it's always on, I think. But sometimes it just gets randomly loud. Okay, so I can't remember at all what I was saying. So for that video, guys, I need probably a day where I know I'm going to be alone. It's going to be quiet. I'm going to have time to film at least an hour and a half longer to edit as well, so that's why there's a bit of a delay, just because it's going to take longer than anticipated. So yeah, what have I been up to? Well, this morning I took my van over to a fit out place. I'm getting a roof fan installed in it, a Max Air roof fan. I could have bought it and done it myself, but I wasn't that confident in cutting a hole in the roof of my van, just in case I fucked it up. Because then, how do you can't really reverse that, can you? Unless I weld, that would be so shit. series, and it's been probably over a year since I've read it, but I haven't read that many books in the past few years. That would be The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Since reading that book, I've looked into Eckhart and watched so many more videos of his talking, sit down and lectures and whatnot. I don't even know if you'd call them lectures, but that book made a significant impact on my life, distinguishing my thoughts from myself. It was fucking mind-blowing when I had that realization. It was literally changed my life in like a split second. It's weird how you can just have like realizations that you're unaware of previously, and once you have the realization, it's like literally your whole world changes in your view, because you never had this perspective or this understanding, and it's crazy. So The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle was a recent book that's had a significant impact on me, and since reading that, it's completely changed my lifestyle. It's made a huge impact. Just looking through some of these questions. I asked ChatGPT, so some of them aren't the best questions. How do you deal with feelings of uncertainty or self-doubt? How do you deal with feelings of uncertainty or self-doubt? Well, I'm trying to think about that question, about that feeling. How do I deal with feelings of uncertainty? Well, I'd say when I do feel uncertain about something, probably best example, the most recent I felt this would be to do with work, like learning something new at work, and then after you learn it, obviously someone teaches you, and you can ask them questions about how to do that thing they've taught you. You can ask them questions for so long, and then eventually at some point, you're going to have to take on that responsibility and make decisions on your own. And especially after learning something new, say a new skill at work where your company's relying on you, you can 100% feel uncertain about making a decision. Making a decision that you've about. Fuck. Sorry, I'm terrible at putting together sentences. You can definitely feel uncertain about making a decision on something you've only just learned. So that's happened to me at work recently, and I'd say the way I process it is I go, right, part of me just wants to ask whoever taught me again, but I know that I can't just keep doing that forever. So what I do is I think really hard about whatever it is. I think of a process in my head. I think as best I can of the process that I've been taught on whatever it is I'm uncertain of. Then I also think, alright, I trust my intuition a bit. I think what seems to be the most logical action and choice to make right now. And then I'd say at least 50% rely on my intuition and my gut feeling on what feels like it should be right. And then the last piece of this puzzle, after going through this process, sometimes I'll write down what I'm trying to figure out or do, because that can help as well. But then the last piece of the puzzle, after really listening to my intuition, is then just committing to it. Before committing, I think, what is the worst that's going to happen? Am I going to die because of this choice? Am I going to die tomorrow because of this choice I'm about to make? Hopefully not. But no, seriously, in most cases, no. Even if I screw up and I'm uncertain and it goes the wrong way, not how I wanted it to, one day from now, 1 week, max 1 month from now, is it gonna matter? Really? I don't think so. So that's how I deal with the feelings of uncertainty or self-doubt. I think to myself, I trust my intuition on what I believe feels right, then I think, is this really going to matter? If this is stressing me out, is it really going to matter that much? And then I just commit to it. And I reckon 70+% of the time works out fine. Probably more, probably like 85+% of the time works out fine. And hey, the times that it doesn't work out, like it's happened to me in the past where things haven't worked out, but are they affecting me right now at this very moment? None of them are. Right now, none of these decisions I've made previously that haven't worked out are affecting me right now. So why would it in the future, you know? And I get there's like more hectic things, and there's like a larger scale. There's obviously a scale to it, but yeah, that's how I deal with feelings of uncertainty or self-doubt. Back to work. Okay. 3 cases, 10.4 cubic meters. That's the correct job. Put this delivery order in this job. DOR, enter. Okay. Save and close. I'm laughing at one of my, he's not a colleague, he's a guy I do work with, so he's like a work friend, and just sending me annoying emails. Okay. What's something you wish more people understood about you? What's something you wish more people understood about you? I feel like in the past I would have answered this question very differently, but currently there's nothing that I wish more people understood about me. Yeah, at all. I feel like there's not much to understand, right? But to me, reading that question, maybe I'm just a boring person. But no, it seems like a very victim type mentality question, like it's wanting, I don't know, this is the way I'm reading the question. To me it seems like it's wanting me to give an answer like, oh, I wish more people understood that I went through this or this. I guess maybe someone who's egotistical and like fucking had a lot of money or something went, oh, I wish everyone knew how much money I had. But for me, I feel like everyone's free to judge me and have a perception of me on their own accord, like, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I feel like that's just the natural way of things. So yeah, I don't wish people understood anything else rather than what they already perceive of me. And then hopefully how I act can build on their perception of me, and they understand more about me naturally. Because man, I don't even understand me. If you had the ability to instantly acquire any skill, what would it be and how would you use it? I've thought about this one before for so many different things. I remember when I used to skate, like skateboard, I thought like, fuck, how good would it be just being able to be a professional skater, just like that, and that'd be sick. And then I thought the same thing about jiu-jitsu. I thought like, alright, I'm gonna say it, jiu-jitsu. I wish I could, if I had the ability to instantly acquire any skill, what would it be and how would I use it? It would be to be the greatest actually woke up at 1:30 a.m. because it started raining, and it hasn't been raining recently, so the rain woke me up, and I was pissed off because my barbecue is right outside my room, and I have a cover for it for when it rains. However, last night I was not expecting rain because the weather was like nice and warm, not a cloud in sight. And then I woke up at 1:30 to the sound of rain hitting the metal on the fucking barbecue. So I quickly got out of bed, went outside in the rain, and yeah, got drenched. Didn't even bother putting the cover on because the cover was already soaked. I was just like, oh, like it had a pool of water in it. So I'm like, I'm not doing this. And I just went back to bed, defeated. Then I woke up at 5:30. That's when my alarm goes off. 5:30, my girlfriend started getting ready for work. I started making the bed. I went outside, tipped the water out of the barbecue cover. Then I went at 10 to 6 to the cafe down the road to both grab us a coffee each. Cappuccino. It was magnificent. Then I had to take the roof racks off my van because, like I said, I'm getting the fan installed today, and I think the roof racks would have been in the way for the guys working on it. I also had to take them off anyway, regardless, because I got new bolts for them. Because all the bolts they're like security bolts. They've got this like star-shaped bit that you need to put this star-shaped drill bit. It's a security bit. Man, it's so annoying. So the bolts were all stripped, apart from one. So I had to use a pair of pliers to fucking turn. It was a hassle to turn each and every one of them and unscrew them with a pair of pliers, and it took like about 50 minutes this morning to do that. So then once that was done, I drove to the place, which is about a 20-minute drive from my house, to drop off my van. My friend met me there so he could give me a lift back home. He dropped me home, we chatted for a bit. I showed him my new bodyboard leash. Then I started work throughout the morning. Then at about 10 o'clock, 10 a.m, I had my daily routine, creatine. My electrolytes got put in my 2 litres of water, and I had 2 of my men's optimal grass-fed beef organ capsules all at the same time, got it out of the way. Then at 11:30 a.m. just before, I had my lunch, brunch sort of. I had a protein shake earlier as well, forgot about that. And then I had my brunch, which was, seems like hell carnivore this morning, having organ capsules, and my lunch was 2 eggs and 3 offal sausages. They're like a mix of beef, liver, heart. I think that's it. Sounds gross, but it's actually not that bad. Super nutrient dense. And yeah, then I started recording. That's where we are now. Okay, cool. I've finished rambling and I've checked all the delivery orders. They're all there. So that's awesome. On to the next question. Sorry. Okay. What's one habit you've adopted that has improved your life the most? I would definitely say overall, it goes hand in hand. So one is my diet, what I eat, just being conscious of what I'm putting in my body, and 2 would be starting the gym. I've been going between 1 and 2 years now. So starting the gym and my diet, being health conscious about like biggest things probably that I've adopted that have improved my life the most. Gym is pretty obvious, right? Just getting fitter, healthier, and then diet. Just again, that's self-explanatory, but a lot of these questions seem very similar to previous ones. So I just gotta find another one that's a bit more unique. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? I would say that's got to be from Eckhart Tolle. So not personally, but that you are not your thoughts. That you're the observer. If you could only keep 5 possessions, what would they be? Ooh. Shit, that's hard. Alright. My van, once it's fitted out. PlayStation 5. Even though I don't play it that much anymore, it's still so good. Wow, 5 possessions. Van, PlayStation 5. Do I have to worry about food? I guess not. My books. My bodyboard. And my phone for filming ASMR videos. Okay. What is something you failed at, but are now grateful for the experience? Gym exercises, going into a failure. No, because I'm trying to think, like, I haven't had any massive failures where I've been like, fuck, I remember that. I've clearly failed at lots of things in life, everyone does, but what's something that I'm grateful for that I experienced where I failed at it? I guess maybe when I first started YouTube ages ago, because I'd post and would just get zero feedback, and that would have been a channel that's like long gone now, like it does not exist. It wasn't ASMR related either, I think it was like gaming related or something. However, I feel like that is what sparked me wanting to like film more. That was the spark. So that's probably something that I failed at that I'm grateful for the experience. How do you balance pursuing your dreams with taking care of your day-to-day responsibilities? Well, I don't exactly know what my dreams are, right? I'm 24. I feel like I've had lots of dreams and aspirations previously, but one thing I've struggled with in life is that I jump between so many different, I'll say hobbies for example. I've always had this problem where I can't just sit on one thing. There's a few things where I've been able to, but I've always just wanted to I learn something new, and I'm just like fucking heaps in on it for a while, and then I drop it. For example, as a kid, skateboarding, BMX, riding a scooter, probably when I was a bit younger, surfing, bodyboard, I was so intent for a period of time. Right now I'm back in bodyboarding, which I'm loving it as I'm a bit older, but I would just not pick one lane. I could not stay in one lane. I just enjoyed everything too much, which is it's great because then I get to have all this experience, but then it's also not so great because I would never get really good at one thing. However, how I'd say like being successful at YouTube would be one of my dreams. Just to have like something that I am passionate about, which I love filming these videos. I love putting out videos for you guys and talking to you guys and seeing what you're up to. So I'd say this is definitely like something that I'm pursuing as a dream. How do I do this and take care of my day-to-day responsibilities? Well, it's difficult. I know I'm just like talking into a mic, but it is difficult. I'm sure if you were to try it, you would understand. Provided you're like living a similar lifestyle to me, where you work a full-time job, you've got a partner that you're committed to, you've got family. Like you have to have some time for yourself with friends. Yeah, you know, it's within 7 days, 24 hours a day. It does get a bit hectic, but I feel like you just have to find pockets throughout your week where you can sort of you can say, first of all, you have to put your foot down. Sometimes you have to make sacrifice. Like my mates might want to go out for a drink, might want to go to the pub, might just want to hang out, do whatever, go for a surf. But if I am committed to like wanting to continue making videos, I'm gonna have to turn down fun opportunities sometimes so I can pursue this, which works out anyway because I have a load of fun doing it. It's just like the initial dopamine of being able to like go for a surf way outweighs having to set up everything and film a video that might not turn out well. So I think it's like, how do you balance pursuing your dreams and taking care of your day-to-day responsibilities with intentional sacrifice? Yeah. Okay. How long have we been going for? Shit, 40 minutes or longer. Actually, I think I made a cut, so probably close to an hour soon. Maybe 50 minutes. Okay, so I want to pick a good question here, hopefully. What was the last question I did? How do you balance pursuing your dreams with taking care of day-to-day responsibilities? Film while I work. If time and money weren't an issue, how would you spend your ideal day? Okay. Wake up without an alarm. Just wake up to the sun coming through my room and the birds chirping outside, as I'm sure you've heard. Get up, have a drink of water, go stand outside, grounding in the sun, having the sunlight on my skin. The sun was like out this morning, felt so good. Sun on my skin, grounding, no phone, just no distraction, just embracing it because I don't need to worry about work or money or anything, just chilling. Then I would go to my favourite cafe, get my order that I get there every time, ask my family if they wanted me to grab them anything, get them whatever they want, bring it back home. Unless they want to join me, but usually I go pretty early, so. Then, I don't have pre-workout. I would have my collagen in the morning, which has got like 27 grams of protein in it prior to working out. Then I would head to the gym, get a workout. Then, I don't know what time it would be, but hopefully the surf is mint. I'd go directly from the gym to the beach with my fitted out van. Waves immaculate. Go jump in quickly for a dip, then sunbake. Then head out, have a surf, get barreled. Then head back home, have the best shower ever. Lunchtime comes around. Yeah, I'd have my creatine, organ supplements, electrolytes prior. Lunch would be, I guess it would vary, but it would be good. It would be like either steak, something else, but I want steak for dinner. Dinner, I would go out and go to like some really good steakhouse probably. But I'd probably want to go back to the beach again. God, it's like ideal day. There's so many days that would be great. But yeah, something along the lines of that. Okay, what was that? If time and money weren't an issue, how would you spend your ideal day? Yeah, it would be something along the lines of that. Okay, I'll probably do one more question. I'm not sure how many I've done so far. What does happiness look like for you on a day-to-day basis? Coffee. I get so happy when I see coffee, but it's just like, because I get stressed on a day-to-day basis, like I'm sure everyone else does, but I have moments where through practices where you can take a step back, and I'm just like, so grateful for life, so grateful. It happened like yesterday, after I washed my car, after work, I had one of those moments where I was driving, I'm like, I think I was listening to a podcast and I was just thinking like people get like so worked up about certain things and they feel like life is fucking terrible. But we are so lucky. We're so lucky. We're luckier than any other thing, any other living thing. Humans have it better. I mean, yeah, like dogs seem to be like in a constant state of presence, happiness, but seriously, on a serious note, humans have it the best out of any living thing ever. It is amazing that we're here. Like I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it, how it's like the fact that you are here is it's almost impossible. So, yeah, when I think about that, about how insanely crazy it is that I'm here, I shouldn't waste my time feeling negatively about anything, because it's such a blessing that I'm here. And yeah, that makes me happy. How do you nurture meaningful relationships in your life? Be there for people. Be present for people. Genuinely present. Listen to your, I won't say, well it says meaningful relationships, so I would say loved ones, so I'm just going to say loved ones in this example. Listen to your loved ones. If someone is critiquing you, or if your, like, parents are scolding you, listen to them, because they're probably not doing it for no reason, right? instead of letting that immediate emotion take over where you just like bite back and just, it's like the ego, you don't want to be told that what you're doing is wrong, because that ego thinks it can do no wrong. Genuinely listen to other people and respond in a way that shows that you are listening, and you will see how that changes things in your life, how you make other people way happier, how you'll have way less problems. It makes a massive difference just listening. And like when I say that, it's happened to me recently where it's like you might be getting told something and your initial you throw the voice in your head, it immediately comes up with a response to push whatever it is away and point the finger in another direction because it doesn't want to take responsibility. When you do take that responsibility and show that you're listening, and you overcome that part of yourself, you're like creating this way stronger, better version of yourself, one bit at a time. And yeah, you'll notice it, and you'll notice that voice more and more each time something like that happens, and you'll think like, this fucking voice, man, this ego, whatever it is. And you start like seeing it in other people as well, who aren't aware of it, they're not conscious of it. You don't judge them for that, because you're most like, everyone is once like that. But it's good to be able to spread the message by, there's a phrase that I'm trying to remember, leading by example. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is like, you can't change the world, you can only change yourself, and in turn, doing so will change how other people act around you. If you could, this will be the last question, by the way, just because it is 12:33, and I'm going to have to get stuck back into work, because I've been on these questions for a bit now. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why? It would be the Gili Islands. The Gili Islands, where I'm going again. I've been there once, going there again. Why? Because it's fucking paradise. It is the nicest place I've ever been to in my entire life. I think there's places around Lombok that you can surf, so I'd probably be covered for that aspect too. And I'd just like to read a bunch of books for a year, barely go on my phone. I'd like to be there with like my girlfriend at least. Hopefully some other people as well, so I could be like, yeah, I'll see him on the island, what's going on. But yeah, the Gili Islands, such a good place. So yeah, that's it for today's Q&A. If you guys have actual questions you want answered, let me know in the comments below. If you stuck around this long, by the way, because I think this has been going on for close to an hour. It wasn't meant to go on for this long, but it just has, so that's cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a pop. Actually, I'm gonna show you real quick how I've jerry rigged. If you made it this far, you're gonna get a sneak peek at what the lighting looked like in this video. So